Good morning, students and faculty. During today's assembly, we will be discussing the upcoming standardized test, end of school year activities, and the student government elections. Seniors will stay for an extra 30 minutes to discuss senior prom and graduation. But first, I have an announcement to make. After the end of this school year, I will be retiring.
You are
Alright, Jordan, what are you so excited about?
because you just announced that you're retiring. I really dislike having you as the principal, and I am glad that you will not be the principal anymore.
Alright, Jordan, that's enough. I do not want to hear any disrespect from you. I may be retiring soon, but right now, I am still your principal, and I will give you detentions if I need to, so I highly recommend that you be quiet. Anyway, I would just like to say that it has been an honor to be the principal of this school for the last 14 years. I am proud to see everything that all the students at this school have achieved. I know that the person who has been selected to take my place, and who I have recommended personally, will do a great job to help our students continue to achieve great things. At this time, I would like to announce that your vice principal, Mrs. Tanner, will be promoted to the role of principal beginning next school year.
Ugh, you've got to be kidding me, not Mrs. Tanner. She is the worst vice principal that I have ever had.
Jordan, be quiet, right now. Anyway, I would like to thank the school board for trusting me with the role of principal, and I would like to thank Mr. Wright for recommending me for the role of principal. I would also like to thank Mr. Wright for everything that he has done as principal, and I would like to congratulate him on his retirement. I have worked at this school as vice principal for over 6 years, and I have seen Mr. Wright work hard to make sure that every student has the best high school experience possible.
Ugh, I can't believe Mrs. Tanner is trying to make it sound like Mr. Wright was such a good principal, is such an awful principal. That's it, I'm going on the stage to let everyone know what I really think of him.
And I know that everyone at this school is grateful for. Jordan, what are you doing here?
I'm going to tell everyone what I really think of Mr. Wright.
You better sit down right this instance, or you will be in serious trouble.
Listen up everyone, I'm going to tell you that truth about Mr. Wright. It is one of the worst principals this school could have. He always makes dumb rules and gets me in trouble a lot along with Mrs. Tanner, and they are always giving me detentions and suspensions, and even having conferences with my parents so that I get grounded more. I am so glad Mr. Wright is retiring, but Mrs. Tanner is the worst choice the school board could have made for the new principal. And that is all I have to say.
Jordan, how dare you come onto the stage and be so disrespectful to me and Mr. Wright during my speech about Mr. Wright's retirement.
That's it. Security, can you please come and escort Jordan down to the office? We will deal with him as soon as the assembly is over.
And Jordan, as soon as the assembly is over, we will be having a parent, student, principal, and vice principal conference, and you will be in very deep trouble.
Jordan, come with me right now.
1 hour later.
So, what did Jordan do this time?
Well, during today's assembly, I was making an announcement that I would be retiring after the end of this school year, and that Mrs. Tanner would be getting promoted to the role of principal. And while Mrs. Tanner was speaking, Jordan came onto the stage and interrupted her, and was being very disrespectful to both myself and Mrs. Tanner.
Oh my gosh, Jordan, are you serious? Why would you do this?
Because I said what I really thought about Mr. Wright and Mrs. Tanner. They're the worst principal and vice principal, because they're always getting me in trouble and giving me detentions and suspensions.
Jordan, that is a very poor excuse for your behavior. It is your fault that you keep getting in trouble, because you are one of the worst behaved students in this whole school, and you deserve to keep getting detentions and suspensions. And speaking of detentions and suspensions, I think you need a 5-hour after-school detention, and a day of in-school suspension for what you did today.
No, please, I'm so sorry.
Your apology is denied. You deserve these punishments.
Mr. Wright and Mrs. Tanner, I'm so sorry for Jordan's behavior today. You did not deserve his disrespect. He will be grounded when we get home.
Anyway, I don't think there is anything else to discuss. You may all leave now.
Okay, goodbye. Oh, and by the way, congratulations Mr. Wright on your retirement, and congratulations Mrs. Tanner on your promotion.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Come on, Jordan, let's go home right now.
Oh, Jordan, how dare you interrupt your principal's retirement announcement and be so disrespectful to him, as well as your vice principal who is being promoted to principal.
This was supposed to be a special moment for your principal. He has worked so hard to get to his retirement, and he did not deserve the disrespect that you gave him, as well as Mrs. Tanner.
That's it, you are grounded for a month. Also, since you were so disrespectful to your principal during his retirement announcement, you will be forced to write a long apology letter to him, and we will also force you to buy him a gift for his retirement.
When we get home, you will go straight to your room and get working on that apology letter right away. Now go to your room right now.
Wow.
No video games. No My Little Pony. No
It's
cigarettes.
not